All right, hi virtual kiddos. It's Mrs. Bierman and I'm here to show you how to use a 3B pen. So we learned how to use them here in class, and Mrs. Mabbott usually teaches the 5th grade groups how to use them. And she was gracious enough to give me her bin, and we, the 5th graders and I, and even some of my 6th grade kids have had a great time using that. So I'm going to just walk you through the steps, and then hopefully you have already scheduled a time to come pick up a pen from me. I have a 6th grade class in here right now, so you might hear a little bit of noise behind me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you how to use them. There we go. All right, so when you take the pen out of the box, you're going to see the pen itself and then the power source here. So you're going to plug in the black power cord, and then that gets inserted right to the back of your pen, like this. And if it's working, you should see the little orange, yellowish light come on. If that comes on, you're going to go ahead and push this forward-facing arrow. And what that's going to do is turn the heat on. And you should see a red light come on. If for some reason the lights do not come on, just check your power source, unplug this from the back of your pen, and just try again. All of them have worked fine, although we have had to unplug a couple and restart. Okay, so it takes about a minute for it to turn green, and once it does, we are ready to load something called filament. The filament is a plastic, it's not, I can't call it a wire, it's not a wire, but it's a plastic tube that gets inserted into the back of your pen. Before you insert it, there is a slider up here in front. This controls the speed at which the filament comes out of this point, the extruder. This is the hottest part of the pen, and it does get hot enough to hurt if you touch it, but it won't severely burn you or anything. But do be careful, especially if you have sensitive fingertips. So when you go to load your pen, you're going to want to make sure the slider is pushed all the way back to the fullest part of the arrow. And then you're going to just gently put the filament into the back of the pen, and you're going to push the forward arrow and hold it down. And you will feel the filament catch, and it will start to go into the pen. Don't force it in there, but you can guide it in there. So you're going to just guide it until you see something come out of the front. It might be a different color than what you expect because some remnants always get left in there from the person before you. Okay, so now my pen is ready to go. And what I had the kids here at school try first was to just draw a shape. Now to use the pen, I sent home some laminated templates that you're welcome to use on the back. You can also just do this on top of a piece of paper. It will stick more to paper, which actually sometimes is helpful, but it peels off very easily from this plastic. So make sure your tip is always pressed onto the paper. And then I'm going to hold down that forward arrow, and I'm going to start drawing. When I want to stop a line, I let go of my thumb, and then I lift the pen. So what everybody needed to do here at school first was to create a shape, just a simple shape. And I'm going to just go ahead and do a square. I find it easiest to do one edge at a time. You can try to do a second edge, but if you notice what happened to my shape is that it unpeeled from the edge. So I kind of got left with a very weird looking square. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to do a triangle this time. Oops. If I pick it up too soon before it's attached to the paper, it will move. But you can usually just go back in there and press it down. I'm going to do this again, add my third side and stop. And, or my second side, I should have said. And then my third side and stop. So try a shape that is fully attached to your paper. Once you're done trying that, do try to fill in your shape so it's a solid shape. And you're going to go back and forth slowly. So you're creating something solid that you cannot see through. You can layer this. So if I stop, I can layer it and go go into any of those white areas, and just touch my tip down and it will attach. Okay. Once it's dry, which might be a little bit hot still, you can peel it off and you'll have a shape that you can hold. Okay, so practice with that. The last thing we practiced was writing our name so that all the letters touched, so it was all one piece. If you're good at writing in cursive, you can try writing it in cursive. If you're not good at cursive, you can just work it so all of your letters are touching, so you can pick it up all in one piece. I'm done. Once that's there, you can keep practicing as much as you'd like. And now you're ready to do one of the patterns if you'd like. I sent home a couple different ones. Just real quick about the patterns. You're not just drawing a line and going in the shape. You actually have to fill it into that thickness. You have to outline the shape first and then fill it in. So if you're doing the glasses, for instance, you will outline the shape. And like I've told the kids here at school, oops, you want to do small sections at first. I just messed that one up. But that's okay. I'm going to outline it first. If I have to turn a corner, I usually want to stop. And I want to pick my pen up so I'm dragging it instead of pushing it. So I'm going right around the edge. There we go. And now I go ahead and I fill that shape in. Because there's a ×2 here, it means I need to make 2 of those. If you're doing the glasses, you just choose one of the frames and outline that. Just be sure that you then fill the shape in. They work much better. Well, I should say they really only work if you fill them in. Otherwise, they're too flimsy and won't stay together. Okay, so there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I like to just do small little edges back and forth. And then once it's all filled in, it peels off. I do another one, do my frame, and then you can use the 3D pen to attach them. Sometimes it takes 2 people to hold them, but you can attach at the joints and connect the frames to the, or the, what are they called, the earpieces to the frames. Okay. If you have any questions, you can email me or message me anytime, but have fun and just make sure that you stick to our schedule so I can allow all of the virtual kids a chance if they need it. Okay, have a wonderful day. Have a great long weekend if you are getting this before Memorial Day, and I will see you soon. Take care, everybody.